everyone, Christina here. Like that title just said, today is the first Friday Focus video that features distress inks. I've used them in other videos, but in particular, the next few videos will be focusing on distress inks. So I used this background stamp from Simon Says Stamp for the card this week, and I used it a little bit differently. Instead of just stamping with it, I decided to add some distress ink in different colors onto each of the stripes. So I'm very carefully and especially because when you're working over a stripe that already has ink on it, you kind of have to just use the edge of the ink pad so you don't go smushing it down onto the previous color. So take your time inking up the background stamp. And after I had all the colors on there, which I used picked raspberry, ripe persimmon, mustard seed, peacock feathers, and Concord, what is that? Grape Concord something or other. I can't remember the name of it. Then I sprayed it with water. And my first attempt at this, I just put the watercolor paper straight down onto the stamp. And it turns out okay. It wasn't the look that I was going for initially. So I actually set this one aside and I might use it a little bit later. Maybe on a different card or something, but so I set that one aside, and then I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just stamp the background stamp down onto my craft sheet. So I smushed that down, and then I grabbed another sheet of watercolor paper and pressed that watercolor paper down onto these little water droplet splotches. And I thought it turned out really, really cool. You get just bands of color, and there's that white space in between because of the stripes. I think it just looks really, really neat. So I'm going to use this piece for today's card. So I cut it down to be a standard size card, which is 4.25 wide by 5.5 tall. And now I'm using this greeting stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. This is the Handwritten Borders stamp set. And I'm going to be using the one that says Thinking of You. I thought it'd be kind of fun to have the greeting in gold embossing. So I stamped this greeting in Versamark ink, just inking up the stamp right now. In order to prep the cardstock so that I wouldn't have any stray embossing powder anywhere, I did use an Embossing Magic powder bag from Inkadingadoo, and I prepped that cardstock or the watercolor paper and then stamped my greeting right down in between the peacock feather and mustard seed splotches. Then I used some Ranger Detail Gold embossing powder. I just put down a piece of scratch cardstock underneath it so it would catch the embossing powder. And that makes it so I can kind of bend the cardstock and funnel the extra embossing powder back into the jar. Then I heat set that with my heat tool. And I have to tell you guys, I finished this embossing, I set the heat gun aside, and then I was like, what does that smell? It smells like burning plastic. And I looked over and the tip of the heat tool was touching a plastic bag filled with sequins. And thankfully, I caught it pretty quick. A few sequins just came out of the bag. It wasn't a huge deal. But anyway, be careful where you set your heat tool. So I wanted to use a little tiny heart stamp, so I just went through some stamp sets that I had that were kind of out on my desk. And I ended up using the stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. This is the Married stamp set. Has a little heart in it, but there are a lot of stamp sets from all sorts of stamp companies that have little tiny hearts in them. So you don't necessarily have to use that Married stamp set to have a small heart. So I just put the gold embossing powder on top of the hearts and then heat set that with my heat gun once again. And this card is coming together really, really quickly. I love cards like this. I think I could recreate this card 2 or 3 times over in under an hour, and I think they would be really, really great. You could put different greetings instead of a thinking of you. You could have a happy birthday or with sympathy or whatever. I think it'd be really fun to recreate a whole set of cards like this. So that adhesive that I was just using is Tombow Extreme adhesive, and it's fantastic for adhering watercolor paper to card bases. Now, I wanted to show this part of this card in particular because Mary emailed me and wondered about adhering a full card base or full card design onto a card base. You'll notice that if you rewind in a minute that I adhered it from the top folded corner. I put that down first and then kind of lined it up along the edge. That's how I put my full-size pieces of cardstock onto a card base. I find that's the easiest way to do it. And then if there's any excess like I had, you can trim that off with some scissors. So I corner chomped the corners with my 1/2 inch corner rounder from We Are Memory Keepers, and then I took some natural twine from May Arts and I doubled it up so that the bow would be a little bit more substantial and just tied that around the card just right up there at the top fold. So that finishes the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this card. Really, really simple. I like how it's kind of rainbowy, but still being very light and bright. And I will catch you guys on Monday for a new Make a Card Monday video. Thanks so much for watching. So I have 3 more videos for you to check out, and they all feature some distress ink, some different ways to use distress ink. So I hope you'll check those out. You can visit my blog at kwarnerdesign.com, and all the supplies for today's card are listed in the blog post for this card. And if you click on it right now, you'll go directly to today's blog post. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the top corner, and you can visit me on social media at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.